Recently, Technoblade has escaped the prison by using the Enderpearl stasis chamber, and is now on the outside of the prison with Filzer, but Dream is still stuck inside. And knowing from these streams that happened, we can tell that Technoblade is planning to break Dream out. So let's take a look at the ways this may happen. Before we get into it, please make sure you are subscribed or I'll chuck you in the prison as well. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. The stream starts out with Techno and Dream in the cell. Dream is still mining out the obsidian with his bare fists, and is mined out maybe around 5 blocks. But obviously this isn't enough to escape from the prison, and it's going to take a lot more time to get anywhere. But it is a good place to hide in, so keep that in mind. As time goes on, Quackity and Awesome Dude go to visit the cell to talk to Dream about the revival book, hoping that this time he'll finally give up the information, even though they visited him many times before and nothing has really been given away yet. But this time, Quackity has a plan. He tells Dream that if he doesn't give up the revival book now, he will kill Technoblade. But Technoblade sees the flaws in this, because if Quackity goes through with killing him, then Phils is going to come in and destroy everyone. There is no way that Technoblade's death won't end in wars and more death. Quackity proceeds to punch Technoblade around the prison cell, as Dream is deciding whether to give up this information or not, knowing that if he does give up the information, he will probably end up dying with it. Techno repeats that he's low on health and he can give away some information, but Quackity doesn't listen to him, and as Quackity's patience starts to drain, he repeats the famous line saying, "I have a pickaxe and I'll put it through your teeth."
I'll tell you something, Techno. I'll tell you something, all right? In the same way you did it, I have a pickaxe and I'll put it through your fucking teeth, Techno! I'll put it through your
Technoblade gets teleported away by Filzer using the Enderpearl stasis chamber, and Quackity, Awesome Dude and Dream are stuck left in the prison cell wondering what the hell just happened. Quackity starts pressuring Dream, asking him what happened and where he went, but Dream keeps on saying that he has no idea and he had no part of it. They try and force as much information out of Dream as possible, but honestly it seems like he didn't actually know. And on the other side, Filzer and Technoblade are talking about how it took a very long time for Filzer to read that will. In fact, it was only meant to take 2 weeks, but for some reason it took a few months. And as they joke about how long it took, Technoblade starts to gear up and gets all of his armor on and his weapons back. Quackity leaves the main cell and talks to Sam about finding Technoblade inside the prison, because they assume that he has to be still inside somewhere because this place is meant to be inescapable. So they both leave Dream in the main cell and close down the lava so that he can't leave also. Sam drops a few of the guard keys to Quackity so that he can search parts of the prison as well, and as Quackity returns to the main cell to talk to Dream some more, he realizes that Dream is gone. He is not in that cell anymore, and assumes that he has done the same exact thing that Technoblade has done. This meaning that the two most powerful players on the SMP and the most wanted players on the SMP have now escaped the prison. But have they really? We know that Technoblade is gone because of the Enderpearl stasis chamber, but Dream has no connection to the Syndicate and would have never put an Enderpearl in the Enderpearl stasis chamber months ago. So obviously Dream couldn't have escaped from that. So where exactly is he? Well, as we said earlier, he's in that little hole that he dug out before. He's actually hiding in the toilet so that Quackity and Sam can't see him, because he knows that if he does get found, they are probably going to kill him. Quackity tells Sam that he's going back to Las Nevadas, and says that Sam should tell everybody that Dream has escaped the prison, because the more people who know about it, the less likely that he's going to be going around hidden, because you're just going to have a lot more people looking out for him. But on the other side, Technoblade starts to say that he's going to be destroying the prison block by block, and that Dream had given him a book titled Information that has coordinates leading to a mountain where they first met. He mined down on the coordinates and found a chest that contained a bunch of blueprints. These are obviously being blueprints to the prison, allowing Technoblade to have an advantage in helping break out Dream. So now that we know how Technoblade escaped, let's talk about how he may help Dream and break him out of the prison. My first theory has something to do with the revival book. In that chest we just saw Technoblade open, you can see a bunch of blueprints and then a book in the top left corner. Now this book could literally be anything. It could be a book that Dream wrote to remind him what he may use these blueprints for, or it could just be some information about the prison or anything like that. But what happens if this book is the revival book? We've always thought that the revival book got destroyed by Dream, because if it didn't, then why would people keep Dream alive? Because then they could just go out and search for the revival book on their own. So maybe Dream told everybody that it was destroyed so they would keep him alive, but then he's actually hidden it instead of destroying it. And in this chest is the actual revival book with all the information that Technoblade would need to go and revive people that he wants. But why would this have anything to do with the prison escape, or anything to do with breaking out Dream? Well, if something goes wrong in this escape, then Technoblade has the power to revive people. So they could technically fake Dream's death in this prison escape, make everybody on the server believe that Dream is dead, and Technoblade can revive him in secret. Because realistically, it's going to be very hard to break Dream out of the prison. So if they faked his death like this could be a perfect way to break him out of the prison with nobody expecting that he'll be alive. But also, if this is the revival book and Technoblade has all the information, then Dream is kind of redundant. Nobody needs him anymore, and especially if Technoblade goes and tells anybody else, then people are more likely going to kill Dream. So let's move on to my next theory, and this one involves the Syndicate. Now, Technoblade and Philza a good while ago created a group named the Syndicate, and ever since their creation, they've never really been used. So now that Phil and Techno kind of need backup and help, they might call in the Syndicate. But also, there is still one member missing in the Syndicate. There is a secret member that they mentioned a while back when they first got into the Syndicate room, and since then, they have never talked about this person. There's been a lot of theories that went around of who it may be, a lot of people suspecting that it might be Wilbur, but at this point, it was Ghostbur who was alive and not Wilbur, so it didn't really line up, I believe. But people also thought that it could have been Dream. I think when the Syndicate was created and everything like that, Dream was already in the prison, but before, when Philza, Technoblade, and Dream partnered up to destroy L'Manberg, they had plenty of time to talk about creating a secret organization, and that would allow Dream to be one of the members of the Syndicate. Now, if this is true, then Technoblade and Philza telling the Syndicate that they have a mission and to go and get Dream out of the prison could make a lot of sense, because they're going to save one of their other members, and they could easily keep it a secret to who this secret member is by just saying it's another one of our members and we're trying to protect their identity, so just help us break this person out or help us save this person, and then you'll find out who it is once we've saved them. I'm sure the Syndicate doesn't really want to keep secrets from each other, but this could be the perfect way to get everybody involved and also have a big team to go against the prison. And on the lines of the Syndicate, let's talk about Technoblade declaring war on Las Nevadas. Now, we know the one main person that wants to keep Dream in the prison at the moment is Quackity. Now, of course, there's other people on the server that wants Dream in the prison cell, but Quackity has been using this to his advantage, torturing Dream and trying to get all this information out of him. So with knowing that Quackity will always be somewhere near the prison and always want to keep Dream in the prison, is going to make Technoblade's job a lot harder of trying to break Dream out. Therefore, he could declare war on Las Nevadas. This meaning that Quackity's going to step away from the prison and obviously going to defend his land, meaning that there will be a good portion of time during a war where somebody in the Syndicate could sneak off and break into the prison while all of that is going down. Now, another thing that backs this up is during the streams, Quackity went to Sam and mentioned how he wants to go back to Las Nevadas in case Dream comes and tries to destroy it, because Dream has destroyed one of his countries before, and him saying that kind of felt a bit weird. Why would that be your first thought when you hear Dream and Technoblade have escaped the prison? Because I'd be more worried about this guy going around killing people and just not reviving them, but I guess he cares about his country and his people more than anything else. So what better way to get him distracted than to attack his heart, meaning attack his country and get him away from the prison. And another part to this is if Quackity isn't fully distracted and still sticking around the prison and his area, then the final method and the way to get Quackity out of the equation would just be killing him. Now, I'm sure this is literally the last resort and they don't really want to kill Quackity, but that could happen, and it could happen during the war or just during Technoblade trying to break into the prison. Having Quackity not around would make this whole prison escape so much easier, but also, would they really want to kill him? Maybe they could kill him and then revive him, and similar to Tommy when he got killed and revived, Quackity might then be scared of Dream and scared of their potential and their power. But I think one of the main things that they probably will do would be to attack Las Nevadas, because that would probably affect Quackity the most and would very much distract him away from Dream and the prison. Speaking of the revival book, check out the latest video where I talk about what would happen if Dream had the revival book and went crazy with the power, choosing to revive Shla and basically killing everybody on the SMP. It's on screen right now.